Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Slippy and Thrifty Show. This is episode 11. We're going to take a look at the top 30 traditional knife channels today. We're going to do a countdown. But first, we want to look at the blended channels. Let's pop up that screen. There we go. So the blended content knife channels are going to be channels that have less than 50% traditional knives. We still feel like there are channels that should be mentioned because there's going to be channels that traditional knife lovers like. So we'll just run down this list really quickly. It's not in any particular order. Why don't you go ahead and start that?
Yeah, so a number one, as John said, no particular order. We've got Big Red EDC. So JB there does pretty much, I'd say he's mainly modern sort of knives, would you say? But he does
Yeah,
have,
mainly modernized, but he does have, some Rough Riders and things on there, particularly
yeah,
like Rough Rider Reserve and stuff. So
yeah.
yeah, there's some traditional knives on there.
He does have a series on there as well. Let's Talk Rough Rider Knives, and that's all traditional. That's a really good sort of series. I've watched that quite a bit. So that's another really good one to check out. I mean, if you're not subbed to Big Red, and I don't know what you're doing. Number two, Women Carry Knives. This is a new channel to me. I haven't got the best sort of history above the channel. I've watched a couple of the videos the last couple of days, but again, it's a very sort of modern knife-based channel with traditional sort of thrown in there as a mix. Would you say
Right.
the same thing, John?
Yeah, and it's just really nice to have a female perspective on some of the
Yeah,
knives. I think I really appreciate it for that.
yeah,
And then next up, we got Erica's EDC.
yeah. Another sort of female perspective on it. Erica does do a lot of traditional stuff, but she does have modern stuff mixed in there as well. And it's not just sort of when I say it's not just sort of knife content. She does a lot of like face, facing the camera, and she'll review knives that way. Whereas most of us would maybe do the camera sort of facing the desk. But yeah, she's got a good perspective on knives. Really good sort of Sodbuster collection that she shows quite very frequently. So another good
Right.
channel to check out.
And the next one's kind of new to me. I haven't watched a ton of it yet, but he's a good friend in the Discord. We're getting to know each other, and I just need to get in there and watch more of his content. I'm still kind of unfamiliar with it, but maybe Matt can speak on that.
Yeah, so I've watched a couple of his videos. He does have some good content. Obviously, as his name suggests, he's mainly an EDC channel, but he has recently started getting into traditional knives. I know he's picked up a couple of GEC knives. He's recently just reviewed the Glow series of the Rough Rider Half Hawk on his channel. That was a good review. But that's Jake over at Uncommon EDC. As John
And
mentioned, he joined the Discord maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, and he's in there all the time. He's always chatting. He's a really nice guy. So I would recommend you check out that channel.
and then next we got Freedom Frog Gear. He's been doing YouTube for quite a bit now. I'd say probably at least 9-10 months, if not longer. And then he's got his own perspective on modern knives, and so it's just good to see him doing reviews because he has such a great positive attitude. I really enjoy his channel. Next up, we have Jolly Peanut. Jolly's been a little bit absent lately. He's kind of off and on, but he when he takes time to do reviews, he does a great job, and he has a blend of both modern and traditional knives too. CB Tactical, he's a great guy. He's been in RJs Lives a couple of times. He's real fun
he's
to
really
talk
nice
to.
guy.
He does a really good job of like reviewing some of the mystery boxes, and those are really fun to watch because you just never know what's going to show up in the box.
Yeah, he's recently had quite a few traditional knives on his channel as well. I know he's sort of getting into that way, but he is mainly a sort of a modern knife, isn't he? He does enjoy a modern.
Yeah. And of course, next up is the Last Stranger, Gary. He's been in the hospital, so I just want to give him a shout out and hope he gets well soon. But he does primarily modern knives as well. And then you've got the Williams Knife Life, which is a really eclectic type of channel. It's got a lot of different things. It's got locks and torches and flashlights and modern knives, daggers, long fixed blades, all kinds of different things.
The way I would sort of describe Williams' channel is if he likes it, he shows it.
Yeah, it's just it's a big mix of stuff.
Yeah.
And Duty's Daggers, that's another channel I'm pretty new to, but he does mostly modern knives. But I like the way he presents his reviews and the way he communicates with the guys on the channel. So shout out to him. He's kind of getting more into traditional stuff, he said, and his kind of channel is kind of evolving a little bit, I think, right now. So be interesting. Interesting to see where he goes with that. But all right, you ready to start the start the top 30.
Yep. Well, let's ruin it straight away and go to number 31.
Ah, yes. Well, what happened was there was a couple of channels that we recognized that needed to be on here, and we were going to try to make it the top 40 initially, but then we were like, well, some of these knives are more traditional realm only.
Yeah,
so that's
which is why we went for the blended channels as well. It sort of makes sense.
So this is as close as you'll get to the top 30. So we'll start with number 31. We got Last Chance Knives. Not super familiar with this channel. It's a rare. That's a channel that's new to me a little bit, so I don't know a lot about it. So he might obviously rank higher than this with just my lack of familiarity with him. This is where we've put him on the list for now. So that could change, you know.
But all these channels, like, definitely check out all of them. If you love watching knife content, there's no reason to not be subbed to all these guys.
Right.
So number 30, we've got Mark Kaufman. I sort of familiar with his channel. I know he does a lot of sack stuff.
Right. A lot of Swiss Army knives. That's what I know him for. It's just this.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of like refurbishment too. He
like real in-depth sack reviews. Right. He like compares them, things like that.
You can take a pretty beat up sack knife and make it.
Yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah, almost new looking.
Number 29, we have the EDC Den.
Right. So I believe it's Sean at this channel.
Sean,
Forgive me if I'm wrong about that. He's kind of been in and out too. He's had a lot of things that he's been doing that he hasn't put up a lot of content in recent months. But
we've seen him on RJs Lives. He's been on there. I think he's been on there once.
Exactly. But, you know, when he has the opportunity to do reviews, they're really, really high quality. And
yeah, he does a lot of outdoors stuff as well. It's nice sort of stuff to see and watch.
Yeah.
Number 28, we got Boston Blade reviews.
Right.
Probably
and
the biggest collection of buck knives you'll ever see.
Yeah, probably even bigger than Tom's, or pretty close, I'd say. But yeah, Boston does a great job with a lot of the buck reviews. One of my favorite videos that he did when he went to his local store. And
I love that one. It was so good.
Talked with the owner and everything. And he's also on the Happy Hour live chat with Big J. So shout out to Boston Blade Reviews, number 28.
Number 28. Number 27, Toad on the Hill. This is a new one to me. This was actually sort of introduced to me from Singing Toad, I believe, mentioned him to me. He's a British channel. Has some really good knowledge of traditional knives. I've watched a couple of his videos now, and they are really good. He knows his stuff.
Yeah, and he's got a wide mix of stuff too. He shows some like really larger knives as well as traditional. So he's got a really wide-ranging collection of traditional styles.
Yeah, he seems to pretty much enjoy every pattern. He just likes collecting.
Mm-hmm.
Number 26, Hobie on YouTube. That's all one word in case you're searching for it.
Right. Now, this is another new channel to me, but even just the small amount that I've seen, I'm really, really know I'm going to be watching a lot more of his channel.
Yeah, I watched a couple of his videos last night, and when you're watching him, you can tell the passion from his voice and what he's talking about, that, you know, he knows his stuff, he enjoys his knives, and it's not just knives he does, he has got a wide range of stuff on there as well. It's another great channel you should definitely check out.
This is one I think maybe not a lot of people are familiar with. I'd be kind of surprised if they were, but because I've never heard anyone mention this channel before.
No, I mean, John, yourself, you mentioned him to me. I'd never heard of the channel before you mentioned him.
Yeah, but definitely give him a check out if you haven't already.
Number 25, we got Bakery Wizard.
Right. And Bakery Wizard's been around a while. He's kind of a low-key guy. He's real soft-spoken.
Yeah, really relaxing sort of reviews.
But he's almost all his knives are almost always really good quality style knives that are very familiar to me because they're similar styles that I enjoy. A lot of Barlows and English jackknives and that sort of thing. So really enjoy his reviews just because we like a lot of the same style knives.
Definitely another great channel. 24, we got Baxter's Blades, formerly Tired Tiger.
Right. And he's on Discord now, and he's doing a lot of the, I don't know, I would say, just kind of introducing himself to a lot of the knives. He's kind of new to the whole idea.
He's got like a wide sort of band, a collection. So he's got, you know, all the traditional sort of patterns, but like low quantities of them. He's obviously starting collecting. He's getting videos up there. He has done quite a few shorts on some of his knives, but he's started doing like the long form videos as well now, and he's sort of really getting into it and getting his stride going. So another definitely like I think he's going to be a great.
He's kind of finding his feet right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's finding his feet right.
23 Slick Slicers, probably one of the biggest sort of high-end UK knife collectors, I would say.
Right.
One of the biggest UK channels. He's got some fantastic knives. He's got some really high-end sort of Arthur Wright knives as well, and he definitely knows his stuff. Like he's really knowledgeable, and he just produces some really great content.
Yeah, and my understanding is he's been ill lately, so he hasn't put up as much content as he has in the past. But we hope you're getting well, Eric, and best of luck to you.
He did upload a video. Where are we now? We're Saturday. He did upload a video a few hours ago when we were recording this.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, it was a response to Gary the Last Rangers Open tag. The most
free EDCs of the second quarter.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's getting content back up. So hopefully he's getting well soon. So yeah, Eric, hope you're doing well. Number 22, Randy's WSG, probably one of the guys with the best sense of humor I've met on the Discord. He's a laugh, and he can take a joke well, and he definitely gives a joke well as well. Yeah. But he's recently, like, his channel's about 10 years old, and he was mainly, so the WSG is Wasteland Survival Guide. He was mainly sort of prepping, like first aid kits, things like that. And he's recently, in the last, I think he told me the other day, about 4 or 5 months, he's been collecting knives, and he's sort of really getting into the traditional side of it. He's got some really nice knives. He's got a couple of Arthur Wrights he's picked up recently. But another channel with a great guy that you should definitely check out as well. I mean, he's doing really well, and he's just a good laugh in the Discord, isn't he, John?
Yeah, he really is. But he's just still getting his feet wet too into the knife thing. He's had his channel, like you said, for quite a while, but hasn't been completely devoted to traditional knives or in knives in general. But you just kind of see where the direction of this channel is going, and you can see that it's going to be,
bigger and better things coming from
just a bigger part of the community.
Yeah. Number 21, Steel City Knives. This is a very new channel. I'd say maybe sort of 2 months old. Are we thinking? Maybe less.
Not even familiar enough to know. Yeah.
But Martin, he's a UK guy, lives near Sheffield, so hence the Steel City Knives is sort of a nod to Sheffield. He's big into his traditional knives. He's already got a fantastic collection. He's very knowledgeable. You can just tell that just from watching his videos. I've watched pretty much all of them, I'd say. And some of the stuff he talks about, he knows stuff about his traditional steels.
Right.
He's just a really nice guy. He's very active in the Discord as well.
Now, all the stuff that he's shown in Discord have been top notch. So he's got a really good taste and sense for knives, traditional knives.
Yeah, he's also got a good sense of humor. But he sent me a cotton sampler as a troll knife, so I appreciate that, Martin. Thank you very much. Number 20, Mike Curtis. I mean,
you want me to start with
collection we've ever heard of.
Go ahead.
He must have about 1,000 knives now, we reckoning.
He's said he had like I want to say 800 case knives alone. Yeah. So who's to say how many he has in total? But just an enormous collection, and we're getting the pleasure of seeing some of that stuff now in some of his shorts.
Yeah,
and he's been a long time commenter on my channel, and I think he's pretty familiar with your channel now.
He comments on all my stuff. He's a great guy.
So that both of you were commenting for a long time before you started channel. So he's kind of in the same vein as Slippy, where he started the channel after having been a commenter for just a long time.
Yeah, but he mainly does shorts. He's not sort of into doing the long form videos, but you should definitely go and check him out. The collection he's got is fantastic. Some stuff I'd never even knew existed he's got. Number 19, Jo Ventures.
Yeah, I know. Jo is one of our leather makers, one of our go-tos for skis and things, and he also has a pretty nice sack collection. He's big into that, and I've had him on my my pre-recorded show, which I call the Slice of Life series. So he's on there if you guys want to check him out and get him to know him a little better.
Real nice guy. He just uploaded a video as well of showing how he would make a knife slip. I thought that was quite interesting. The sort of steps you would go through, things like that. So yeah, another really good channel. It's not sort of traditional based, but there's more traditional knives on it, if that makes sense. But he does have like varied content as well. Number 18, the Kirby Creek outfit.
Yeah, and this one was kind of hard to categorize because he does a lot of different things, but it is generally with traditional knives. But he had been doing, and I don't know if he's still doing, but he had been doing like challenges that were presented through some forum that he was on, where he had to perform certain tasks with knives, light fires, etc., etc. But he's also a really talented carver, as you can see from the little thumbnail there. He's got the little thing, and he gave one of those to Jersey. Had a closer look at that, and it's just phenomenal. So he has a lot of talent, and his
the amount of patience and skill to carve something like that out of wood it's immense. It's not something you'll ever see from me, put it that way.
Right, for me either.
Number 17, Georgia Adventurer.
Yeah, just a really nice guy, and he's another one of our leather makers. He's doing some really cool stuff. Does coffin slips. Oh, I can actually show you one of those.
Yeah, he's also doing those. I wouldn't say sort of scout carry, but the belt sheaths, they look really nice as well.
There's an example of that.
Yeah, I love those. So I need to get one from him.
He loves case knives, and he's big into those. So that's a big bonus for me. I really enjoy getting to watch some of these patterns that I don't have. So big shout out to Georgia.
Yeah, if you love case knives, check him out.
Yeah, definitely.
Number 16, Doom Crew Outdoors.
Yeah, another one that really likes case knives. And just getting into watching more and more of his stuff. It's just so hard for me to watch all the channels that I'd like to.
There's so many I'm subscribed to. It's borderline impossible to keep up.
Right, but he does a good job of kind of showing the patterns that he's enjoying in a case. And,
he's got a lot of sort of maybe categorized as sort of vintage case knives, like in the 60s sort of era. He's got a lot of ones from there, and they're really nice. That's the sort of era knives I would really like. Getting the old, made properly, the handmade way. I know they still are now, but with that fit and finish back then as well, that's what you'd really want.
Yeah.
Into the top 15 now with Richter Knives.
Richter, another of our leather workers, and makes some great cheese.
Yeah, he does the mainly slips, I believe Richter makes.
Right, and he has a nice blend of.
Yeah, Richter, the king of Tina.
Yeah, he's the Teener guy.
Yeah.
We refer to him. And he's been on RJs Lives, so make sure you check out that particular episode where Richter's on there. It was a really good one.
Yeah, and like he's very active on Instagram as well. He's always posting what he's up to, things like that. So all these guys, if they've got other social media, just go give them a follow as well. There's certain stuff I post on mine that I don't put on YouTube. Just things like that is additional stuff you'd all check out. 14, Dave over at Singing Toad.
Yep, or our Canadian friend. He's just started up a new series of knives where they're going to do like a traveling knife in Canada. Calling it Cross Canada Knives. Make sure you check that out. And he's going to introduce us probably into some of the more other Canadian channels. So they may be added to the list a little later on if we ever do another one of these updates. Yeah. And so, there's a lot of channels that probably won't be included on this list that people will say, oh, well, why isn't this guy or this guy on this channel? Just let us know who would like us to check out.
We're open to opinion. Like this isn't like the definitive answer. This is just sort of 31 channels we put in a list that you should check out.
Right. So,
but Toad as well. He was on one of the episodes of the Slippy and Thrifty show with us. He was a good laugh on there as well. Mm-hmm. Number 13, Big J's Knives.
So Big J, he's doing the happy hour live chat.
Yeah.
And he, along with Boston Blade Reviews, do a weekly show, and they're now converting over to doing a guest every episode, I guess. They had been alternating each week, but now they're going to be doing a guest each week. So that's always a fun thing to catch on Saturdays, about 5 o'clock Eastern time, I want to say.
Yeah, and if you're in the UK, that's like 11:30 at night.
Yeah, so about 6 hours difference.
Yeah, not too bad. But yeah, no, if you want to join their lives, it's always a good laugh. They do a giveaway some weeks. As I said, John said, different guests. It's nice they sort of mix it up every week with someone different. But definitely check out Big J's.
Big J, he's big on Instagram.
Yeah.
He does a lot of work on there, and then does a lot of great reviews too. And he's into a lot of them American-made knives and both case.
He's always sort of sharing knives he's found at the flea market, which is sort of something that really interests me. I like sort of seeing knives that already have history. That's one of the things I really enjoy.
Right, some older knives, not just the new stuff. So.
Yeah, definitely. Number 12, we have RJs Knives.
Well, what can you say about RJ? He's got the premiere live going right now with each week on Sunday at 10:30 Pacific time, 12:30 Central time in the US. What time is it there?
Yeah, 6:30 p.m. on the Sundays for RJ's Lives.
In the UK?
We're very grateful for RJ. He has us two jackasses on there every week.
Yeah, and he does a lot of knives. He's part of the Apex group, so he does modern and traditional knives, and he's a big fan of Trapper and Case. And
he's got a lot of fixed blades on there as well. He has some nice ones on there.
Right. So.
But he's a big sort of traditional knife guy, and he's a really nice guy as well. He's big in the Discord, and he's a really friendly dude as well. Like.
But he'll tell you himself he likes all kinds of knives. So it's very.
He's the all rounder.
A big varied taste of knives on his channel.
Number 11, Knife Detector.
Knife Detector kind of reminds me a little bit of my channel, where he's always trying to find like bargains and deals.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he has a better opportunity to go out and look around and find things at flea markets and stuff. But he likes to bring in some really interesting knives, and so he's always an interesting watch because you just absolutely never know what you're going to see on his channel, what he's going to review.
Yeah, it's sort of like really unpredictable. It's quite a new channel to me. I've recently started watching stuff, but some of the stuff he's from the older knives is really interesting.
As a fellow Texan too, so there's some respect there for that. And I just really enjoy watching some of his stuff. He's a big sunfish knife lover. Yeah. He and Tobias have that in common, so just really cool.
Into the top 10, and we have Common Sense Outdoorsman.
Yeah. So I don't know how familiar Slippy is with this particular channel, but I've been watching for quite a while now. He's pretty big into like fixed blades, and he's done a lot of reviews on the Uncle Henry fixed blades and other fixed blades that he enjoys. But just really sensible, budget style. A lot of his knives are budget style, not too crazy expensive, and just kind of shows you how well they can perform. That you don't have to spend a ton of money.
It's a new channel to me, really. John introduced me to him. But I like that he does sort of testing with the knives as well. He's like showing you them in use and how they're sort of standing up towards the end of his videos. I think that's really interesting.
Right.
Number 9, we have Mr. Barlow.
Mr. Barlow's got mainly traditional taste, and he also likes a lot of the same patterns that I do.
Yeah,
but he does a lot of. He tries to vary it up too. He doesn't do just reviews. He likes to do some modifications to knives, put patina on knives. He likes to, change the die color, do things like that. So he's always kind of tinkering around with things. It just has an interesting.
Yeah, he's got a really impressive old timer collection as well, like shredded and old timer knives. I think one of his best videos. You should definitely check that one out if you're going to check something out. Some
great buck, multi-blade knives as well.
Just another great big traditional guy. Number 8, we've got Ray at North Star Knife Reviews.
Yeah, it's just one of the most friendliest fellas out there. Yeah. Really enjoy North Star. We both have very similar personalities, like to joke around and kid around. And he gets really straight to the point in his reviews. So you like really short content that gets right to it, doesn't fool around, doesn't, take any time to get to the review, then you guys will like this for what he calls short attention span theater. And that's basically what he is. He's just.
I mean, that's right up my street. If I'm working, I'm taking a quick break, and I want to watch some knife content, Ray's pretty much my go-to, because I know I can sort of watch a couple of videos in my short sort of breaks during the day. He does a load of great shorts as well. As John mentioned, he's just a really fun dude. We talk all the time in the lives, and he's just a great guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just fun to be around.
Number 7, we have Felix Imler.
don't you go with that one?
Yeah, there's nothing really I can't say about Felix Imler. He's the sack guy, the Victorinox Swiss Army knife guy. If you like them, just go and watch the channel. You won't be disappointed. There's different hacks with knives, different things you can make with Swiss Army knives. Every Swiss Army knife under the sun you could think of. Probably the biggest Swiss Army knife channel out there, wouldn't you say?
I would have to think so. I haven't seen one bigger. Mark Kaufman has a lot of Swiss Army knives as well, but Felix is just different because he does a lot of the things where he shows the knife, but he also shows it in use. And one of our favorite videos that we both enjoyed was when he showed how to use the parcel hook and just
it was like the 13 hacks with the Swiss Army knife parcel hook. Yeah. That was a great video, and he's just a super fun dude as well. Like, he's really upbeat in his videos. He's got a great accent as well, which helps. It's just a great channel. It's so good. We've got number 6. We have Tobias Gibson.
Right, and Tobias is just like a wealth of knowledge. I call him the Encyclopedia of Traditional Knives. He's kind of like your own human Levin's guide. He's very much into the history of knives and where they came from and knowing all the details about particular patterns. So he's just a wealth of information, and he does put out some really great reviews and things. And he's like me; he likes to use slideshows in his videos. So
he was just on SMKW's latest as well, wasn't he? Showing the new Rough Rider knives.
Yeah, he was. He actually took a trip to Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and they had him on, and they actually the media department took him in under their wing and made a video with him and talked about Rough Rider knives. So that was really cool.
Props to him. That's good going. Top 5, we have Tom over at Knife Delights, another sort of resident in the RJs lives, big sort of case and butt collector. I know he's got a really great series of the Richter Shield case knives, a couple of different series of those. They're really nice to see. He also does like restorations of knives, which is my personal favorite videos he does. It's really sort of relaxing just listening to him talk and watching him sort of clean and fix up a knife. Wouldn't you say, John?
Yeah, and he does do a couple of those like the restoration type of knives where he'll soak the knife in the mineral oil and then work out all the rust and just do a lot of work to bring a knife back to life. So it's really enjoyed to watch
I like that he'll sort of take a banged up knife and try and bring it back to life. That's the sort of stuff I like. And I mean, if you enjoy that stuff, check out Tom's channel.
And if you're a fan of buck knives, for sure, check out.
He's got some crazy ones on there.
That's his passion, is the buck knives.
Number 4, Jersey Knife Guy. Probably one of the best knife collections I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, his collection's insane. And he's got both modern and traditionals, but he is kind of one of those guys that started out with more modern knives and then went into the traditionals and it hasn't looked back since. But he's got tons of EDC knives, or excuse me, not EDC knives, GEC knives, and case knives, and any of Boker knives. I mean, he just has a collection of so many different brands.
It's just like he shows some knives that I'm amazed by, and then the next video I'm amazed by them again, but something different. It's like every single video he's got something amazing to show. And it just is sort of a unique way of reviewing it as well. He's very sort of informative about what's going on in his day and things like that. It's a sort of a different sort of way of reviewing it. And, it can be nice to watch if that's the sort of thing you're into as well. But definitely if you want to check out like mainly traditional knives and some of the higher end traditionals, like I'd say it's more of a modern traditional, but the Jack Wolf knives, he's got a big collection of those. As John mentioned, the GEC, just a fantastic collection and one you should definitely check out. Number 3, we got Gadget Gus, and this is a UK channel, and I'm very happy it's near the top.
Yeah. For me, Gadget Gus does the best reviews on YouTube. I mean, if you want to know about any particular knife that he does a review on, he's top notch about explaining what he likes about the knife, the important specifications if you're interested in that sort of thing, and just why the knife he's reviewing is one that he likes. Just to me, the way he communicates the review is just top notch.
Yeah, I mean, I see sort of similarities between yourself and him. The way you review, it's very sort of not formatted, but the information is provided in the way that it's a TK review or it's a Gadget Gus review.
Right. He has a very unique style and
Yeah.
one that's his own, and you're not going to confuse his channel with anybody else's.
No, and like when he's sort of reviewing, like, there's no sort of like, you can tell he's not thinking, "Oh, what shall I say next?" He knows what he's going to say.
Mm-hmm.
There's no sort. It's just like straight through it. This is what I think of it. If you like this stuff, sort of stuff, get it. And I really enjoy Gus's channel. Number 2, Paddy's potato peelers.
How has he gotten this high up here?
Do we have to say anything about him, or should we just move on?
I mean, he wouldn't be where he is without Judd. So let's just say that off the top.
So we'll say number 2, Paddy's potato peelers, but only when Judd is featuring.
Yeah, there needs to be a little asterisk mark there at the end. Only when Judd appears. No, we kid. The guy's got 12,000 viewers. If you don't already know who, he's got 12,000 subs. He's probably got to be in one of among the biggest knife channels, but definitely one of the bigger traditional knife channels. So
definitely
just has been doing it. What now? 6-7 years? How long is he?
Coming up to 7 years now.
Yeah, so he's been in the game for a long time. Everybody, I think, that's into traditional knives has probably seen in one of his videos.
Yeah,
it'd be hard pressed not to see it.
Yeah, he's just a really great guy as well. He's on RJs Lives as well. He's got a really good sense of humor. He's just an all round nice dude.
Yeah, we just had the pleasure of knowing him and calling him our friends. And
so
shout out to Patty, number 2.
And finally, number 1, Warthog.
Number 1.
It's the collection for me. The knives.
Yeah, it's just he has the most insane collection, and I'm always in awe when I see what he shows. It's just the breadth of his collection, the age difference from the stuff that he has, from the new to the old.
Yeah.
The quality of the knives that he gets that are old. I mean, these things are like pristine.
Yeah.
He doesn't just get like old knives that are beat to hell. He's got knives that are like 9s and 10s in condition, and his knowledge is top notch. And what can you say? It's just like, when's the next Warthog video coming out? So when he's away, he's had a lot of problems with his health problems with cancer. And he's been battling through that, and what a warrior he is for that. And his collection, to me, it's just top notch. And between that and the way he presents it, that's why he's number 1.
Yeah, I really enjoy his review style. It's sort of like, it's like he's sat down talking to you like one-on-one rather than doing a video. That's what I like about it.
I always feel like I'm in the room with him when he's talking. Like we're just kind of sitting there talking knives.
Yeah. It's just really
it's hard to do that. It's really hard to come off in that way. And I don't even think he realizes he's doing it. It just comes natural to him.
Yeah, but props to him, Warthog. You're doing some fantastic stuff.
So number 1, Warthog. But hope you enjoyed the top 30 guys, and maybe there was some surprises in there. If there was a channel that we missed, and believe me, we know it's probably a thing that we missed somebody.
Oh, definitely. We've probably missed loads.
It was no like ill intent on that. It's just we're trying to come up with the list the best that we have, and the hours that we have to kind of review all this material and come up with the list. So if there's knife channels out there that you think are worthy of the list, let us know in the comments. And let us know, what do you think of the rankings there? Are they way off? Are we crazy? Should somebody be a lot higher or a lot lower? Let us know. Anything left for you want to say?
No, I'm just happy to have a sort of discussion about it. Just as John mentioned, like, we're happy to talk about it. I'm happy to introduce the new knife channels. So if there's any that we've not heard of that you didn't hear in the list, put them in the comments, and I'll check them out. And I know John will as well. I'm always looking for new knife stuff. I know I say I haven't got enough time to watch it, but it doesn't mean I don't want more.
Right. But in an effort to keep this video as short as possible, I know it's going to be a little longer than maybe we anticipated. We appreciate you watching, and we will see you next time on the Slippy and Thrifty Show. Take care.